While I was in the bathroom, Alex just went to this spot. He said, apparently he chatted them up and said that they would be interested in having a conversation. What is it called? Detroit,
it's called
what?
David Vintage.
Detroit is,
This is just their...
David Vintage. Okay, cool. Let's do it.
They're right here in Detroit Shipping Company.
Detroit Shipping Company. There's a bunch of stuff here.
Sorry about that wait.
It's all right. So this is, like I said, for my podcast, So-Called Discoveries. My name is Anthony. Would you mind just introducing yourself and telling me what you do and where we're at?
Yeah, so my name is Carly. I am a dye master in training at David Vintage, and so I help to make a lot of the stuff in here. I help to make a lot of the dyed items, and I'm learning on the stained items. Our business is David Vintage. The owner and designer is David. He's been doing this for about 12 years, and this is just one of our 2 locations. So there's another location in Ferndale at the Rust Belt Market. And it's all focused around, like Detroit. Obviously we have like the Detroit is back, Detroit never left. And we just kind of mix that kind of spirit, the like love of Detroit and everything with tie-dye and streetwear. Yeah.
So how did you get into this space for you, like personally?
So I had been coming here just as a customer for a while now. It had been like a year. And I had bought a few pieces from him throughout my time like coming in. But last summer he just said like, hey, if you want to learn how to do some of this stuff, you can come and get some hours in, and I came in.
That's awesome. And how has your experience been so far? Is it like what you expected? Has it been more challenging than you expected? Are you enjoying it as much as you thought you might?
Definitely enjoying it a lot more than I thought that I would. It is more challenging than I thought it was. I had never tie-dyed before I started here. And so I didn't know that there was an actual history behind it that, dates all the way back to Japan. And so that's reflected in a lot of our styles. Like these ones over here, we focus a lot in shibori. And I also didn't know, how many like different techniques and like with the bleaching and things like that, how much of an actual like scientific process that it is to get all of the things done correctly.
Do tie-dye artists, is that the right way to say it, tie-dye artists?
Yeah.
Do tie-dye artists, and you can be honest here, do they know what it's going to look like before it's done? Or when, because it's like it kind of, when you're setting it up, I don't know if anybody's ever seen video of somebody doing tie-dye, but it's like, usually if you don't know tie-dye, you're like, what the heck is this going to be? And then you're kind of surprised by how it looks.
Yeah. So through learning the different like styles and patterns, you can definitely predict how it's going to turn out. And so that's how we scale the like uniqueness. So every piece that we have in here is different. None of the 2 are the same, and that's because we learned how to do like these ones where if you make sure that you're doing all of your steps correctly, like soaking it in the soda ash and squeezing as much of it out before tying it and everything like as tight as you can. If you're doing like double checking yourself the entire way through, there's definitely a way to like ensure you're getting what you're wanting out of it.
Do you guys do anything on social media with your tie-dye stuff, or you, like?
We do, yeah. So through our social media on Instagram and Facebook, which is just David Vintage on either, we have an online shop where we sell all of these things. We have, the Instagram page where you can see, like, we have a lot of, like, modeling shoots that go on through there. We do custom orders. And we also collaborate with other like local artists. So Sheefy McFly is like a big one that we did recently, and so we have like some of his art back here. Yeah. Do
you have anything in here that you would consider like a favorite in terms of design, or just stuff that you really like?
These are actually my favorite. Yeah. These are some of the shibori dyed pieces that we have, and you can tell them apart just because they have a lot more like straight lines as opposed to like some of the other pieces that have splotches or maybe swirls on them. And so those are kind of like the harder ones to get out. I mean, and then you have bleach pieces where if you leave it on even like, I think it's like 20 minutes too long, it absolutely shreds the fabric. And so those ones are pretty tough to get.
Awesome. So you already said how people can get in touch in terms of social media, and we're in the Detroit Shipping Company and on the upper level. Do you care to say anything else, either about tie-dye or about life or about anything in terms of, one of the themes for what we're doing here is we're telling people to chase their dreams and follow that type of curiosity and that type of thing. Do you have anything along those lines that you might want to share with people?
Yeah, definitely. I think just from everything that I've learned about this business specifically, I mean, it started as something a little bit different about 12 years ago. And just hearing David's story on how like this came to be for him, you know, you just stay focused on it. And even just in my time being here, seeing like how he has like fun with it, and you can get like so creative with things like this, and so it doesn't feel as much like work as like I guess I thought it would. And so I find that I just have a lot more fun here because I love what I do.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you giving me some of your time. Thank you so much, and have a good one.
Thank you so much.